Hello again, this is Henry with A STEM Tutoring. You can find my website at a-stem-tutoring.com. You can see that right here. But today we'll look at a fun word problem from Dungeons and Dragons. So, what is the problem? A warrior in a Berserker rage takes multiple hits from both a greatsword, which does 2d6 damage, two six-sided dice, totals added up, and several longbow arrows. Each one does 1d8 damage, one eight-sided die. The least amount of damage he might suffer is 7 hit points. The most he might suffer is 48 hit points. How many hits from each weapon type did he take? So yeah, will this Berserker survive? Who knows? But let's figure it out. Alright, so if the greatsword does 2d6 damage, then each hit would at the least do 2 points of damage. Or so from the greatsword, we might see 2g hit points of damage, where we let g equal great sword hits. The longbow will let L equal long bow hits. It does 1d8 damage, so we could just say L or 1L, because each longbow hit would at the least do 1 point of damage. So at the low end, this would equal 7 hit points. Now let's look again at the high end. At the high end, he might suffer 48 hit points. So, well, if a great sword does 2d6 damage, the highest damage you could do is a 6 and a 6, which is 12. So each great sword hit might do a maximum of 12 hit points of damage, or 12g. Each longbow does 1d8. The highest you could roll on that is 8. So the most damage the longbow hits would do would be 8l. And this equals, what was that again? 48 hit points. Those of you in algebra will recognize that this is two equations with two variables. So how can we solve this? Well, we could multiply the top equation by -6, which would get us -12g minus 6l equals -42. Then we add these two equations. The g's cancel out. 12 minus 12 is 0. 8l minus 6l is 2l, which equals 48 minus 42 is 6. So if 2l equals 6, we divide by the coefficient of l. Divide both sides by 2. The 2's cancel out here. And we get a final solution of l equals 3. So now we know the poor Berserker took 3 hits from a longbow. We also know that 2g plus l equals 7, but we already know l is 3 now. So we can write 2g plus 3 equals 7. Subtract 3 from both sides. We have 2g equals 4. Again, divide by the coefficient of the variable. And we have g equals 2. So the Berserker suffered 2 hits from our greatsword and 3 longbow hits. And that's a fun example of how to solve a system of two equations with two variables, if you're like me and you like role-playing games. If you'd like to learn more, you can come to me for some private tutoring. I tutor all levels of math, from basic arithmetic all the way up to multivariable calculus. The first 1 hour lesson is always free for new students. Try before you buy. You take no financial risk. The burden of proof is on me to demonstrate outstanding service to help you. And because you watched to the end of this video today, mention the code free book. Again, that's free book when you text or email me your initial contact message. And at our first tutoring session when we meet, I will give you a free copy of my book, Smart Suggestions for Student Success. I wrote this book in an effort to share advice and wisdom with the younger generation, in an effort to help high school and college students particularly succeed in school, work, and in life. Thank you very much. Have a good day.